swipe, order, and delivered. We built a world where every need is instant, every struggle is solved, and every problem is outsourced. We called it progress, but what if the greatest bill we'll ever pay wasn't in dollars, but in the slow, quiet erosion of ourselves? Progress has a rhythm, a steady beat of innovation, invention, improvement. Every step promising to make life a little easier, a little smoother, a little more humane. We bought the story because it sounded reasonable. Why struggle when struggle can be solved? The world was rebuilding after World War II. People had known hunger, exhaustion, loss, and when machines started doing the heavy lifting, well, it felt like a salvation. Washing machines, cars, supermarkets, all whispering the same thing. You've earned this. You suffered enough.
I think where Amazon Go is leading is that they understand what people really want. People think, a lot of companies are out there, people want to save time. That's what they want. They want to save time. And that's not it. That's not what they want. What they want is they want to save time. They want convenience that goes along with it. And they want some sort of an experience. That's what they want. When you put those together, save time and convenient. You walk in, you take stuff on the shelf and you walk out. That's convenient.
And so we filled the cart, one less hardship at a time, and each purchase felt like progress. But convenience was never free. We just never saw the receipt. But the early costs were small. A forgotten recipe here, a misplaced craft there, hardly noticeable when compared to the joy of modern age. You could cook a meal in minutes, cross oceans in hours, and speak to anyone, anywhere. Who would question that trade? Each new innovation carried a small promise stamped on the label. Save time. But what happens when time itself becomes the currency?
I think it's important to know where your time is going, so really to think about it. And the thing is that emotions distort the perception of time. For example, a boring talk feels longer because it's boring. And the fact is to walk around these emotions is to really track your time with some kind of software of hardware. But the thing is, it's not easy to do.
Then came the screens, the endless upgrades, updates, optimizations. We didn't notice the fine print. The cost of connection was our privacy. The cost of simplicity was control. And the cost of instant gratification, that was our attention. We outsourced remembering to search engines, navigation to maps, thinking to recommendations. Think of the day you relied on GPS for a drive you used to know by heart. You arrived, but a small piece of your internal map, the skill of spatial awareness, was left behind, discarded like an old piece of software. That's the true cost. As the world kept improving, we just kept getting more dependent. When everything around you gets smarter, it's easy to forget how you think for yourself. We started measuring progress not by what we can do, but how little effort it takes us to do it. And in that equation, effort became the enemy. But here's the thing, effort was never the villain. Effort was the gym for our character. It built resilience, grit, and imagination. The Second World War generation didn't need motivational podcasts to tell them about perseverance. They learned it from the world itself because the world gave them no other choice. They simply fixed what broke. They saved what could be saved. They endured. Today, endurance feels outdated. We tap, swipe, order, and avoid. We're faster, safer, softer, and somehow emptier. When you never face resistance, you never find out what you're made of, and a life without friction becomes a life without form. And unfortunately, the more convenient the world became, the weaker our tolerance for inconvenience grew. We now curse at buffering, we abandon goals at the first sign of a setback, and we treat delay as an injustice. Just observe a child today. When their video stream buffers for just 3 seconds, that panic, that frustration, It's not just impatience, it's an early form of emotional regulation failure, born from a world designed never to make them wait.
I remember the time when I had memorized the phone numbers of friends and family. I also used to be pretty good at mental math. But then came smartphones, and I noticed how I rarely make an effort to remember things because, hey, I can just look them up. So, is smart technology making us dumb?
Convenience doesn't just make things easier, it makes difficulty intolerable. And that intolerance spreads quietly to work, to our relationships, to ourselves. When everything bends to your comfort, the moment something doesn't, it feels broken. But maybe what's breaking isn't the world, maybe it's us. We've mistaken friction for failure, but friction, it's the fingerprint of life, reminding us we're still capable of movement. Now we stand at the counter of our own progress, holding a full cart, every modern comfort neatly packed, labelled and upgraded. The self-driving car, the voice assistant, the instant answer, the disappearing effort. It all looks so cheap until you see the total. Yeah, we've saved seconds, but we've lost patience. We've gained comfort, but we've lost resilience. And we've built abundance, but lost appreciation for it. We made life effortless, and now we've forgotten how to live it. And this life we've built, this modern world, nobody needs to tell us the price because we already know. It's written in our restless boredom, in our shrinking attention spans, in our quiet fear of silence. We thought we were saving time, but time was the currency all along. Maybe the real luxury isn't convenience. Maybe it's effort. The kind that stretches you, tests you, reminds you you're still capable of doing hard things. So when life gets difficult, don't rush to outsource it. Lean in. That's where the strength hides, because every easy life comes with a hidden cost, and the toll always needs to be paid. And maybe that's the final lesson. That in this life, time isn't something we're meant to be saving endlessly. Maybe we're meant to be spending it.